everybody? My name is Emayatzy Corinealdi, and I play Jax.
And my name is McKinley Freeman, and I play Lewis Stewart.
What does reasonable doubt mean to you, not just in court, but in life? When have you had to trust your gut over your evidence?
Ooh, I think as a woman, you always want to trust that gut. You always want to go with your gut, and in the times when you don't go with your gut, at least for me, that's when I'm the most upset at myself. Like you should have just trusted because your gut does not lead you wrong. It does not lead you wrong. So that's my go-to.
Oh, same question. You hold it. Okay, great.
No, I'm not. You gotta
Oh, well, I
hold it.
thought you was. I thought this was like a teamwork thing. My bad. Yeah, I kind of think that generally speaking, you kind of have to go with your gut as well because I don't like saying win or lose, but whether it's the outcome that you would like or the outcome that you don't like, at least you've trusted yourself enough to make the decision, and then the results you have an opportunity to reevaluate, and from that comes growth. So.
Nice. When your performance balances Jack's vulnerability, post-trauma with fierce advocacy in season 3, how do you convey that internal struggle of war that she fights, both headline drama and firm politics?
I'm sorry. One more again.
Your performance balances Jack's vulnerability, post-affair trauma with fierce advocacy in season 3. How do you convey that internal tug of war as she fights both headline drama and politics?
I think that's one of the things that the show does well is it balances the line that Jax as a character has to walk. She has her personal life and everything that's happening there. With her marriage and her children, trying to be a better mother, trying to be a better wife, and at the same time at work she's a boss at work. And so she has to find a bit of that balance and is not always successful at doing that. And so I think one of the ways that the character finds some peace about it all is she takes the one thing and she focuses on that. And she does that thing well. And some of the other things, some of the other balls may fall out of the air and she deals with them as it happens. I think that's one of the ways Jax has learned to go with it. She wants to be great at them all. But I think, at least in this season, she's finding more peace with, okay, let me focus on what I can do right now, and everything else will come as a result of that.
Okay, season 2 fractured Jax and Lewis' relationship. What scene this season do you feel most defines Lewis' emotional journey, and why would fans be so excited to see that?
You can hold this.
No, I don't.
Okay, are you sure?
Thank you. You can take it. Yep, it's
Okay, I'll
yours.
take it. It's mine. So I think the scenes that most reflect Lewis's journey are the ones that unfold one by one over the course of the season, because I think just like any good story or good hero's journey or Jax's husband's journey, there's a necessity to be present moment to moment, because I think often we create these rules for ourselves that ultimately become the walls or fences that we have to climb to find the peace that two people in a relationship have to create and define for themselves. So I think that in exploring that and the way that it's written, Ramala Muhammad and all the great writers on the show, is it gives Lewis as a character an opportunity to both grow and hopefully address things that, for example, which we leave season 2 off with. Would you leave me like that for? We leave season 2 off with the door knock and that kind of thing. But it's just going to be really cool for fans to go on a journey with Lewis and Jax as they kind of figure out what the world looks like based on the terms that they get to define.
This season brings higher personal and professional stakes. What moment do you think will break the internet, whether from Jack's courtroom brilliance or personal bombshells?
Ooh, we have a lot of those moments this season
There's a
so
lot.
far. We're not even finished. We haven't even read all the scripts yet.
Facts.
Um, I think it's gonna be fun seeing Jax back in the courtroom. We saw it a little bit last season, but she was trying to balance a lot. So it's gonna be good to see her back in the courtroom at her best, ready to go. Um, and then I think seeing where Jax and Lewis are, we get to enjoy that a bit more this season. Would you say?
Yeah, we get to enjoy. We get to enjoy kind of their path, both individually and together, even more, and what that looks like. I mean, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. This is
You
okay. So yes, we get to see how they enjoy it, both individually and collectively. But again, it's very much about, hopefully, ideally, the thing that we get to see over the course of the season is growth. There's been a lot of evolution in the relationship. So, you got anything else?
No, that's great.
And then I guess that's the end of that.
So, final question: the couple faces outside pressure from the firm, the press. How does Lewis fight between the scenes to protect their family, and what lines does he cross that might surprise fans?
I think the way that Lewis approaches kind of the world that Jax lives in and the parts that start to trickle into their relationship and their family, I think the word that best defines how he does that is carefully, because I think over the course of the first two seasons, you see him kind of be kind of one-dimensionally reckless at times with the choices that kind of create barriers instead of building. We don't need all that. What they need, it's not your turn to answer the question, it's mine. Anyways, we was talking about bridges as they might be broken. Yeah, exactly. So, but the point though is that they go through it together, and the hope is that over the course of the season that Lewis, I'm sorry, I thought, yeah. So that's Reasonable Doubt, September,
What is wrong with
Reasonable
you?
Doubt, September 18th, coming out. Is there anything else you'd like to?
Only on Hulu, 2 episodes back to back. You don't want to miss it.